Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. So there is a brother of ours who gave me his own family secret. In the secret, it goes on like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a man and I want to confess to you the things that my grandfather used to do when he was still alive and the things that my father is doing. So when we were still very young, my grandfather used to go with me and my siblings. And when we would go into the forest, he would teach us how to dig up herbs. These were the herbs that he would use each and every time when people would come to our compound. Most of the people that used to come to our village to see my grandfather, they specifically wanted to do these money-making rituals. The things that he taught us was that there is no one who in their right mind will go to a sangoma and say that I want to sacrifice my son, I want to sacrifice my mother, or even my wife. So he taught us that you need to trick that person in such a case where you will end up accepting that Tokoloshe that you would want to give to him. Mostly those Tokoloshes that will be giving my grandfather a lot of problems, those ones that would be demanding blood each and every time, wanting blood from my grandfather. Those were the Tokoloshes that you would let go whenever you would see that there is someone who does not have any knowledge of how traditional healers operate. Then he would give that Tokoloshe to that person, and the person will be happy thinking that this is a great deal that he would have been given by my grandfather, not knowing that this is something that is going to trouble him for a very long time, demanding the blood of his relatives or his closest friends. And my grandfather used to make a lot of money through this thing of cheating his own customers. People would come to our compound, someone would be sick, then after that person would have been healed by my grandfather, when that person comes back again, my grandfather would trick that same person to get a charm, and this charm will then transform and become a Tokoloshe later on in life. So after my grandfather had passed away, my father was the one who was given the walking stick that belonged to his own father and some of those traditional things that he used to use. And from there on, my father started operating as a traditional healer. Like at our village, there are always people that come, and my mother and my father, they used to fight a lot. I still remember that there was this big fight that happened between my father and my mother. This was after this other young girl, she was only in grade 7. That is why they fought so much, because when she came, she was really young. And my mother's argument was that this young girl that you want to make her to become a ritualist, she is still very young. She does not know what it means to have a Tokoloshe. Will she be able to control this snake that you want to give to her? What if this snake, the moment that she goes back home, the snake then start to demand blood? Will she be able to negotiate with this Tokoloshe like what an adult person will do? She will just accept. She will kill all of her parents, her relatives within a very short period of time. This thing that you are doing, it is quite evil. So my father, what he charges is between 1,500 US dollars up to 3,005 US dollars, and my father will never make you to become a ritualist for credit. You need to pay him cash and carry, then you go back home with your Tokoloshe. So this young girl, she brought with her a lot of money. My mom was like, what if she has stolen this money? You are going to get arrested. Do not accept this money from this young girl. But my father is a man who loves money. He accepted all of that money, and he then went into the forest, because there is this other mountain where there is a cave. In that mountain, it is very scary. There are not a lot of people who goes into that mountain because of the way that it is scary. My grandfather, when he was still alive, he had bought a coffin. Even up to this day, that is the same coffin that we are still using when we are performing these money-making rituals. Let's say that you come to my father, he takes you into the mountain, If you are a man, it is I and my siblings and some of my relatives. We accompany you and our father into the mountain because you have to spend about 3 days locked up in that coffin. The only thing that my father will be doing is that here and there he will open up the coffin so that he can give you some soft porridge, and this soft porridge, it will be made of herbs. He mixes different kind of herbs as a way of strengthening you, but most of the times you will be locked up in that coffin. So at that time when this young girl came, since she is a woman, it was my father, my sisters, and some of my cousin sisters who accompanied my father up into the mountain. They were there, and as they were strengthening that young woman, so she was given a snake. That is the Tokoloshe that she was given to by my own father, and my father returned. As for my family, we have a lot of money. Me going to work, it's not like I am desperate for money. It is just that I love to work, to do my own things, but we have a lot of cattle. We have 3 farms. We are into livestock farming. My grandfather, he made so much money doing these money making rituals, but he was not involved like having his own Tokoloshes. He only profited from the money that you would give to him. And to tell you the truth, in our country, the majority of the people, they are ritualists. My grandfather, when he started doing this, he bought this other very big book, and that book, it is full of names of the people who came to his shrine. So each and every person who has ever been assisted by my grandfather, your name is written in that book, the way that he assisted you, the type of a Tokoloshe that he gave to you. So right now, my father, he bought his own very big, thick counter book. It is full of names of people who are coming to do these money-making rituals, just like how my grandfather used to teach me. That is what my father is doing as well. Like when he gives you this Tokoloshe, what he does is that he makes sure that the rules that he gives you, you will never be able to obey them. Like he can tell you that you are not supposed to eat food that is not prepared when you are not there, food that is cold. You can just imagine with the life that we are living, maybe one day you go and you buy food at a restaurant, and this food, obviously it is prepared when you are not there. It means that you would have broken the rules. He can tell you not to eat okra, to eat some certain type of meat, to dress in a certain type of a way. He does this for he knows that one day you are going to break the rules. Even if you do not break the rules, people need to understand that at the end of the day, when this thing want blood, if you return back to my father, since he is someone who has a lot of knowledge, he will manipulate the situation in such a way that he will blame you and say that you are the one who broke these rules. That is why this Tokoloshe now wants blood, and you have to give blood to this Tokoloshe. As for me, I want to become a Christian, but I cannot become one because I am benefiting from the work that my grandfather used to do, as well as the work that my own father is doing. As a family, we know that this is what has given us all of this wealth, and we are there to protect it. But my heart bleeds for all of those people that line up and come to my father thinking that he is the one who will offer them ultimate salvation. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. That was the translation of that message. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Yo.